good morning and happy Monday, August 9th. Hope you had a great weekend. Last week, some things were happening. I had to watch a San Francisco Giant game because I wanted to see Chris Bryant play. And did you see that slide last week? Javier Baez coming into home base. He reached out with one hand, pulled it back, and reached around the catcher with the other hand to touch home base to score a run. I'm going to miss him. And our Olympic women, boy, they're completely awesome, aren't they? So what's going on right now? It seems like COVID-19, the Delta variant, is really picking up steam. We're starting to wear a mask again. And lines to get vaccinated and testing seem to be growing once again. I bet you wish you got your vaccine if you haven't already done so, huh? Anyway, this past week I was asked the question of, Mark, do you think it's possible that the insurance companies might start underwriting by asking the question of, have you been vaccinated? And that got me to thinking, how are people going to answer that question? Do you think it'll be the same way that they answer the question, are you a smoker? Today's topic is insurance fraud. So let me tell you a little story that happened, probably about 25 years ago or so. That was really before we got into the Affordable Care Act and small group health insurance was being medically underwritten. And the renewals were being underwritten too. Well, one of my groups got like a 300% rate increase, and it was the employer with his wife and child and 2 employees, and both employees were single. So with that 300% rate increase, I told him this has got to be a claims-based renewal. And he told me, no, Mark, it can't be because I know my family isn't sick, and if one of my employees had gotten sick with a small business like this, I would have known about it. With that kind of a claim, they probably would have missed work. And that seemed to make sense to me. So it was agreed we were going to rewrite the insurance. Well, during this process, one of the employees, who has a very, very common name, kept asking me, when do the IDs, plural, come out? And I asked him why he was so concerned about it. He said, well, the last company gave them 2 IDs, and he wanted that because where he lived in the apartment complex, he took his extra ID and put it up on the bulletin board for people to come and use. And they would come and take the ID card off the bulletin board and go to the doctor. Now, you might say, how could that happen? Because today when I go to the doctor, they always want to see my ID card, like a driver's license or something. Well, back then that wasn't so common. In looking at it, I went to the insurance company and I said, I know this is a claims-based renewal. They came back and said to me, $400,000. Well, with that kind of a claims, of course you're going to get a 300% rate increase. So the question for insurance fraud, that is, I'm going to read it. I'm looking off to the side here. Fraud occurs when someone knowingly lies to obtain a benefit or advantage to which they are not otherwise entitled to, or someone knowingly denies a benefit that is due to which someone is entitled. So it works both ways. The insurance company can defraud you and you can defraud the insurance company. Here, fraud occurs when there is intent. Fraud occurs when there is intent. Fraud occurs when there is intent. You get my point? It's very specific. Intent is when fraud occurs. It doesn't matter if there is a loss or not. It's the intent. So, when someone tells the insurance company that they're a non-smoker, and they are, that's intent. It's knowingly. If the insurance company comes back and decides they're going to ask, have you received your COVID shot? And you answer no, there's your intent. You knowingly are doing something. This is insurance fraud. Ultimately, fraud costs the insurance companies more money, and that fraud is passed on to you and I, the people who pay premiums. I know that your specific situation might not be in your best advantage personally to be open and honest with the insurance company. But if everyone is open and honest, the insurance companies will rate their products accordingly, and we all as a society can save money. Hey Mark, so what's going on with the MLD Agency? Well, we want to thank Dan for referring his mother to us. We were able to go out and save her substantial premium dollars by just updating her insurance. It was very simple to do that. She's saving about $160 a month in her insurance premiums. On a fixed income, that's a lot of money. We're also in the process of getting certified for 2022, ready to sell. Last week we were certified with Aetna for their Medicare Advantage plans and prescription drug plans through CVS and SilverScript. So we're ready with that company going forth. Until next week, take care.